It is 4-Minute Friday. Wait, no, it's Tuesday. That's okay. We're just gonna do a 4-Minute Friday on Tuesday. Call it like Tip Tuesday? Let's do Tip Tuesday. I'm liking it. So today we're gonna be talking about how to shoot fireworks. I wanted to do a 4-Minute Friday, but 4th of July falls on a Wednesday, so we're doing a video on Tuesday. Alright, so tip number 1 is scope out your location. Know where you're shooting, know where the fireworks are going to be in the sky, so that way you can set up beforehand and just kind of know where everything is. Number 2 is use a tripod. That way you guys can use a long shutter, and that's a must for fireworks, just saying. And tip number 3 is to use some sort of remote, whether it be a cable release or if you use your smartphone that connects to your camera. That's the way I do it, but some sort of remote so you don't touch your camera and there's no shake. We're just gonna fix that real quick. Tip number 4 is to shoot in a high quality image as possible. So I like to shoot in RAW, that way I have the best capability for post-processing. Tip number 5 is don't use your flash. I've seen it done. You don't need a flash. Turn it off. And then tip number 6 is to use manual focus. So that way you can, your camera, and you can just make sure that you have a nice crisp shot. So turn off autofocus and start using manual. So my suggestion with that is to set up beforehand. So set up beforehand in the daytime and make sure that your camera is nice and focused, and that way you're guaranteed to get a nice crisp shot. If you don't do that, or you didn't have time to do that, you can just put your focus to infinity. However, there is some wiggle room with infinity, so that could make or break your picture. So I just like to be one step more cautious when I do that, and I set it beforehand. Shoot where I know I'm going to be shooting, set my focus, and good to go. Tip number 7 is to shoot in manual. So get your camera out of auto and start shooting in manual. It's really going to allow you to get the images that you want. So this is my long-winded tip, but your ISO, I like to shoot it anywhere from 400 and below to make sure that I don't have any grain, and that's just a really safe number. It really depends on your camera, but just kind of keep it below 400 and you'll be good to go. Now your aperture, you want to have it anywhere from 8 to 13. This is going to give you a really nice depth of field and make sure that your fireworks are nice and sharp. And then the last one is your shutter speed. Now this is where you're going to be able to add your artistic effect to the image. So what you want to do is you want to have a longer shutter speed, just depending on what you like. So for me, I like those long streaky fireworks shots like these ones. What I also like to do is use the bulb mode, so that way I can have multiple fireworks in the sky, like this one. So what the bulb mode allows you to do is it allows you to leave your shutter open as long as you want to. So your camera has a 30-second, and that's pretty much the max that it'll do. With bulb, you just open up your shutter, you leave it open until you decide to close it. So that's always a fun one to play around with. So that leads me into my last tip, which is experiment. So play around with it and actually get the image that you want. So when I was shooting fireworks and just starting out, before I got like my range of manual mode that I really like, I was writing them down. And so I'd take a picture, I'd write down my settings, I'd take another one, I'd write down my settings, I'd look at it and decide like, I didn't like that, or I wanted a little bit more of this, that one's too bright. So then that way you can actually adjust it accordingly and get the exact image that you want. It just helped me out a lot. So maybe you guys could try that if that's something that you want to try. Alright guys, so there are my tips for fireworks. Leave me a comment down below and let me know your tips. I want to know what you guys do to shoot fireworks and get some really good shots. And let me know if you're going out to see a fireworks show this year. I'm not, because I'm not going to be here. So I would love to hear about the places that you guys went to, and don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I do tips, tricks, how-tos, and behind the scenes. And just recently I watched a video that was telling me to tell you guys that I'm on Instagram. So I guess that's something, I don't ever do that. So if you want to see my gallery and daily posts of pretty pictures, make sure to follow me at Bessie Young Photography. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Happy 4th of July. Man, I'm terrible at these outros lately. I just stumble over my words all the time. But anyways, maybe I'll put bloopers in at the end of this video because I've had a lot of them today. What's going on, guys? Today we are talking about is just keep your ISO low, so then that way you can, like 7 times the charm, shutter open as long as you want to, and it's like 100 degrees and it's freaking hot and I'm sweating like crazy, but I have to get this video for you guys because it's really important, because 4th of July is tomorrow. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up.